Has your doctor told you your blood work is normal, but you still have a long list of symptoms? This is because they are looking at the normal ranges, not the optimal ranges. Optimal ranges are based on research in functional medicine. Blood work that is outside of optimal shows healing opportunities by looking at the possible causes as to why they are not in the optimal ranges. Normal ranges are based on an unhealthy population, and your doctor will not treat your symptoms until you fall outside of the normal ranges. I'm Raquel, an integrative healing practitioner and the owner of Dandy Root Wellness. Here's an example with ferritin. Ferritin is part of a full iron panel. In Canada, the normal range for ferritin for a woman is between 10 and 200. Optimal ranges are 70 to 90. Both of my girls' ferritin levels were in the low teens. They had each seen a different doctor who ordered blood work, and not one of them made mention of how low their ferritin was. We had told both doctors that they were fatigued, sleeping lots, and catching lots of colds, which makes sense because these are some symptoms of low ferritin. I always get copies of my family's blood work to look over myself, so that's how I knew their ferritin levels were so low. Now imagine that we left the doctor's office after being told both of my daughter's blood work was normal. Within a couple of months, both of them would have gotten a lot worse. Their ferritin would have dropped even further due to menstruation and would have eventually gone below 10, with a possibility of them needing a blood transfusion. So when your doctor says your blood work is normal, this is not always the case. Another frustration is the thyroid panel. Doctors will not run the full thyroid panel, which includes TSH, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, and the thyroid antibodies, which are thyroglobulin and thyroid peroxidase. They will usually only test TSH and maybe free T4. You will never know how your thyroid is functioning just by looking at TSH. The normal range for TSH in Canada is 0.35 to 4.94. The optimal range is 0.5 to 2, with most people feeling their best around 1. I can tell you right now that no woman is feeling amazing with the TSH above 3, but because this falls below the normal range of 4.94, the doctor will say their TSH is normal. Are you starting to see a trend here with normal blood work that is anything but? My TSH has always been below 2, so my doctor would not order any further thyroid labs. I ordered the full thyroid panel through a naturopath and discovered that my thyroid was actually a bit sluggish and had likely been like this for over a decade. Another marker I look at is homocysteine. This shows us what is going on with methylation, so it's a very important marker to look at. Optimal range is 6 to 7.2. Normal range is 5.1 to 15.4. If it's low, it could mean you have an active CBS mutation. If it's high, this could indicate homocysteine is not being recycled into methionine. If your homocysteine is not in optimal range, you should not be moving ahead with gut work, as you will run into major issues with detox. Another important thing to consider when you go for your initial blood work is you will need to be off vitamin D, B12, and iron for 10 days, as well as off biotin for 3 days. You should be fasting for 8 to 10 hours. If you are in the US and you are my client, I am able to order you the blood rack. If you are in Canada, you will have to try to get whatever you can from your doctor, and whatever's left over, you will have to go through a naturopath and pay out of pocket. I hope these examples have shown you why normal blood work does not equal optimal, and why you still have symptoms after being told your labs are normal.